You know, I have to say, at one point, my son pointed at his screen. I was like on my computer. And he said, "It's you, Dad. It's you." And I thought it was the Crop Metcalf spot locally.
Right.
It was the toe fungus ad.
By the way, that was if you're grading the ads, the Jubilee ad for the toe fungus, D-. I mean, who wants to see about toe fungus when you're shoving wings and pizzas?
Wasn't as bad as the dead kid
that's
Nationwide.
The worst. That was pretty bad.
But, I'm glad the Super Bowl was so good that we're not doing like an hour on Super Bowl ads.
I agree.
Because we've had shows after Super Bowls where there's nothing to talk about Super Bowl because it's such blowouts that you end up talking about the stupid ads.
There's a lot to talk about, but it's all Super Bowl today. It's just we can't get to the other stuff.
And the truth
Hey guys,
is,
good morning.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
Steve?
what's up, Steve?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, so in the last 2 hours, have you guys talked about anything other than the end of the game with your listeners, or has that pretty much been dominating?
That's all anybody wants to talk about, Steve.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Everyone unanimously, they think it was the worst coaching blunder in the history of the Super Bowl.
You know, everybody's smarter than Pete Carroll. That's the big takeaway. Everybody had the right call, and I think it makes sense with Marshawn Lynch, a guy who makes his living battering into the end zone and carrying defenders along with him. You would think he would get the ball with the Super Bowl on the line. He didn't, so of course there's going to be a lot of second guessing.
we're also talking about Brady's legacy. I mean, that's 4 Super Bowls for Tom Brady. He went to the Super Bowl 6 times, so people are comparing him to Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw, but you can easily make an argument that Tom Brady's the best of all time now.
I don't want to defend Pete Carroll because I think they should have given it to Marshawn Lynch, but the stat is out there that in 2014, 103 pass plays were called inside the 1-yard line, and there were 0 interceptions. So,
It's just an unlikely way to finish a game.
Yeah,
It
you just have to
happen.
give credit to the rookie and to the Patriots for the preparation. They saw the play, they read the play, they made it.
Yeah, it all comes down in the NFL to execution, and if that's the play call, that's the play call. But they didn't execute it.
Yep, absolutely.
It just seems like they outsmarted themselves at the end of the game.
They
absolutely
Steve, you know
did.
what else gets lost, Steve? Is how well
What's that?
Edelman played.
Yeah.
Edelman was awesome in that
He's
game.
so quick.
Yeah, I mean, he was. I mean, if it wasn't Brady getting the MVP, I would have given it to Edelman. He was just so good, especially on third down, breaking tackles, and he was returning punts. So he was just huge for them.
And even though it
Not bad for a college quarterback, right?
Right.
Even though it seemed like Seattle was poised to win this game there in the waning seconds, I think we all agree that the Patriots seemed to have the better game plan. The Seahawks were resilient. Give them credit. They kept coming back. But the Patriots and Bill Belichick, they just sort of had the perfect game plan, nickel and dime them, then boom, hit them for a score. I thought they handled it brilliantly, and probably the best team won ultimately.
Yeah, tough to argue with that. They definitely earned the win last night for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have a favorite commercial in the game last night, or one that you hated?
Well,
We
the
were
Nationwide one was terrible. With the dead kid, I mean, that just ruined everybody's night.
But we were
It's a
actually
bummer.
talking about
Agreed.
that the game was so good that you could actually focus on the game for a change. There have been Super Bowls where we focused on the commercials,
Right.
and this game was just fantastic.
So nobody had a favorite.
Well, I mean, the one that not really. I didn't pay attention.
I like the one with
the one I chuckled at was the Doritos commercial with the guys on the airplane.
Yeah.
and he's
the
reading,
middle seat, right? That was great.
That
that
was
was
funny.
pretty good. He's reading the book and it's like how to diagnose IBS, and he goes, "Oh, I do have it."
Right.
And then he saw the hot chick, with the baby. That was the one that
But
made me chuckle.
Steve, the theme of the night for the commercials, a lot of tear jerkers, a lot of tugging at the heartstrings. Like
Yeah.
I was watching, it was like dad's relationship with their kids.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I have a
A lot of dad
17-year-old who's about to go away to college next year. I was almost boo-hooing while I was watching the game.
I like the BMW spot with Brian Gumble and Katie Couric.
That wasn't
It was
bad.
just
Yes, that was
21
good.
years ago. We didn't know what the internet was.
That's true.
It's
Right?
unbelievable.
And I'm also a
Explain it
Mindy
to us.
Kaling Mark, so I like the one with the girl from the Mindy Project with Matt Damon.
All right, so you guys secretly had favorite commercials. You just
Sure.
don't want to talk about
Yes,
it. I
true.
get it.
Correct.
It's
The game
cool.
was better.
All right. What's that?
The game was better ultimately.
I did
game
have
was
some.
better.
I did
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
some. I did have some great buffalo chicken dip though.
Thanks for sharing.
Yes, just want to let you know that.
Guys, enjoy it. You can get back to talking football now.
All right,
Appreciate it. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
Thank you, buddy.
You got it. Junkies.
now, did you
106.7
use tortilla chips with the
Celery.
buffalo?
Celery.
Ugh, I don't
By
like
the
the
way-
choice of delivery method for
No.
the said buffalo chicken dip.
It was so good.
It
though.
is an all football show, and maybe we'll talk about these things tomorrow. But I would love to hear, particularly from Jason and Eric, their take on Tiger Woods shooting an 82. Because
Oh, it
Lurch
was-
sometimes breaks
just-
82.
It's not
was
just shooting
unbelievable.
82. I mean, Ricky Fowler was over 80 last year.
It was just
Phil
being
Mickelson
totally
was,
lost.
It was the way he shot it. It was like Cakes has a better short game right now.
Silly. All I know is I won a Hunsky off of Tiger's terrible golf game. You know what?
JP,
I may let that
if it
ride all
wasn't-
season long.
If it wasn't the Monday after the Super
Right.
Bowl, that would be the topic of the day.
And then just a small footnote. You realize that Djokovic won his 5th Australian Open.
And Serena won number 19. No one
Yeah.
talks about it. Incredible. There's a lot of
Djokovic is
stuff.
on fire like the last couple of years. Like
Well,
he might catch
owns-
Federer.
He owns the Aussie.
He may catch Federer.
No.
He's like 26, 27.
How
It's a long
what's-
way to go. Most of those guys, they die about 28. They're done.
What's he got to get 6 more?
How many does he have?
Dude,
I mean,
I would bet against it.
No, Federer has more than 14.
Federer has like 16 or something, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
He's got a ways to go.
Pete had 4. I think they started blowing by him. The numbers, I can't even keep up anymore. I know the number that Serena's trying to catch is Steffi's 22,
Correct.
which is just an absurd number.
No, there's a lot of stuff that happened this weekend, but day
Yeah.
after the Super Bowl, you don't really get to
But
touch
it
on
does make me chuckle when Tiger just struggles. And then he just gets on the mic. He's like, everybody has these days.
He handles it pretty
You never
well.
had those days.
Actually-
he's
actually
handling it
handle it.
He's got
remarkably
a lot
well.
of missed cuts in his last
You
few
didn't like
tournaments.
his line of the only reason I'm here is so I don't get fined? You
Yeah,
didn't like that line?
That was a great line. No, he's been
He would
humble.
never say that
no,
before.
No, but I think he's been humble.
He's still not funny.
He's not funny.
He's getting
He's
funnier.
funny. He's funnier.
Yes.
But
It's a good line. Good line, Cakes.
I'll tell
Gotta
you,
give
it's
credit.
pretty good.
He's
I'll
a douchebag. It was a good line.
Who's laughing hard is Jack Nicklaus.
Oh, he's laughing his balls off.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Federer, by the way, has 7.
Jack is thrilled.
His record is so safe. Are you kidding me?
Yep, it
Tiger's
is.
not catching.
It might just be one too many swing changes. Because seriously, he's lost
He
with
might
the
not
short
win
game.
another.
JP, he literally was hitting shots.
I know.
that-
He was just number 1 like a year ago. or
No,
something.
he literally was
last year.
he was hitting shots the Cakes would hit.
No.
around the green.
I saw some of them.
JP, he was
Seriously, why is my golf game getting sailed?
I was wondering,
I don't even play golf
if you're
anymore.
Spieth and Patrick Reed who were playing with him,
Yeah.
it was definitely Spieth. Was Patrick Reed? I think it was Patrick Reed who was playing with him.
Yeah.
What are you? I mean, watching that.
Well, I heard a reporter saying that all the players were coming up to him after the rounds and they were going, "What's going on?
probably
what the hell's going
snickering,
on?"
too.
They don't understand it.
Yeah.
People don't understand it.
They
And here's-
probably couldn't believe what they were seeing.
I don't want to bore people with the
I
details.
never thought I would see that.
No. But Tiger is so hell bent on swing changes that he is doing something which all the experts are saying is unnecessary. He is making the same swing thought for his full swing and his short game. Every pro out there is saying they're separate entities. There's no reason to do that. So he's implementing a change in a game where he was part of his game where he was the best in the world. And it's just throwing him.
He's like Pete Carroll. He's overthinking it. And Pete
There's
Carroll,
some
they
suggesting he has
overthought
the
it.
mental yips there
Yeah.
with the short game. And some people, like David Duvall, like Sevi Ballesteros, like Ian Baker
Never
Finch,
got it back.
never recover.
Wow.
Never
What he
recover.
needs to do is just go back to the basics. You're right. He overthinks it.
Let's go
But he-
back to his old coaches.
But you know what? He gets these
He won't
coaches
do
now.
it.
These last 2 coaches he's had who are like these technical geeks.
Yeah.
And they're breaking it down frame by frame. He just needs to go back to the guys who are just using one swing. Rocco Mediate said he could fix him in 10 minutes.
I like the
he's
full
a-
swing. I would just go back to your normal chipping technique and pitching technique. And this swing he's got now will work out. It's fine.
But the fact that he was duffing chips still in a tour event,
well, Jason, he gave up on chipping in the back half of the round.
sculling the bunker
He
shots.
started doing what you and I
Yeah.
do, putting.
I know.
Putting chips.
He had no confidence.
Hey, where are all those people who said, hey, maybe Tiger scalded out of the sand on purpose?
No. It wasn't. He can't get out of the sand.
It stinks.
Oh, I agree with that now. After seeing what I saw on Friday.
All right, so we'll get back
We'll
to
get
Super
into
Bowl
that,
talk.
believe me.
I just found that funny.
I found it troubling because I've been rooting for him, but I can't even. I mean, I've been his number 1 defender on this show. I've always said he's going to break Jack. He's going to break
Right.
Jack. I said he was
Lose a
going to be
little
number 1.
faith.
He was number 1 last year for 60 weeks.
Hey, he won a bunch of tournaments.
He won-
just
he's
can't
won
win
more
the-
tournaments since
he can't win-
2012.
He can't win the ones that count, though.
Well, he can't even. I mean, he can't even complete a round. It's unbelievable what's
it's
going
golf,
on right now.
and guys can win when they're 50 years old in golf, so there's plenty of time.
Yeah, that's an outlier.
But watching that reminded me of like a basketball player where you just go, you know what, time to hang him.
Smashed into the wall.
Yes.
Well, I don't think
You
you
don't
can say
do that in
again.
golf.
Yeah, but now you
The
wonder.
golf's different.
Okay, but now you wonder. Now he's going to play. He's supposed to play the Farmers Insurance. which
He
is
has to
Torrey.
play. He needs to play under
Okay.
the gun.
He's won there 8 times, so it's basically like his backyard. But he is so mentally effed right now. It's riveting to watch him every week, and I feel bad for him. I felt bad for him watching what he was doing.
I don't feel bad. I think it's great.
Well, it's
I think
embarrassing.
fantastic.
No, I
It's
think
just
it's-
If
embarrassing.
he becomes David Duvall, I think
I
that's
think it's
fantastic.
great. It's one of the biggest falls from grace maybe ever. I just think it's riveting to watch because you would never have expected the greatest player to ever play shoot 82.
Who was known for his mental fortitude.
Toughness.
No, here's the thing. The 82, let me just clarify
Not the way he did it.
It's the way he did it. 82's happened. Ricky Fowler last year shot 81, 80, whatever it was. Phil Mickelson, I think, 2 years ago had like an 84. I mean, these things happen.
Okay, but usually that's in bad conditions.
Okay, where the round just goes bad.
This was in
he
perfect
has
conditions.
lost the ability to hit pitch and chip shots right now under the gun.
I saw a graphic, though, like the last 6 or 7 tournaments he's done, and he had like 3 missed cuts. He used to never miss cuts. He had like a withdrawal.
Yeah.
And then
he hasn't. No.
Well, he was physically effed, and
I think
that's turned into
I don't think
mentally
he's
effed.
made a cut in 6 months.
Yeah, I think one of the only ones he finished was one where they didn't have a cut.
Exactly.
Well, that's why this week is huge for him, because it's a tournament that
It's not going to be
he's
fixed
dominant.
overnight.
No, it's not.
So he's not going to make the cut.
No,
I'll
but
bet it
the
now.
question is, but if he keeps missing cuts,
I
if
told
he just
you,
keeps missing cuts,
Jason. I told you
he can't
this.
play anymore.
I told you this on Thursday.
He'll be done in 2 years.
Actually, I said it on Friday, and you argued with me. I said he won't. If he plays like this could be his last year on tour.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
He won't make cuts.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
incapable
That's
of making
why
cuts,
it's riveting
even at
to
Torrey
watch.
Pines.
It's riveting to watch every
It
single
is.
week now.
I agree. All right, let's bang out these calls because the Super Bowl is still more important.
And
Let's
because we're going to have, by the way, a football hangover now, where let's milk this while we can, because now we're going to have no football until August.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, it's college hoops and Tiger every week.
Well, the draft is coming up, and we get inundated with the draft.
Right, combine.
Yeah,
and
I would
everything
be
like that.
all in. Watch this guy run around in their
It's
underwear.
not the same, though.
I like it. Brian, turn your radio down. I see.
He's gone.
I just don't understand.
Probably
He's gotta
waited,
work
he
for an
probably
hour.
waited an hour for that.
He did an hour and 16. Pete said, go to him. He's been on for an hour and 16. He's got to turn
By
his
the way,
radio
thanks to Pete for pulling double duty.
Yeah.
Updates
By the way, to
and
answer your
answering
question,
the phones.
JP, Djokovic now has 8 slams. Federer has 17.
Okay.
So he's got a ways to go.
All right,
I just
ways
don't
to
think
go.
he can catch him.
No.
But if you see the rate of his wins, he doesn't win the French because Nadal wins that every year, but he's been winning a ridiculous.
But you want to talk
rate
about
the last
guys
4
not winning
years.
golf majors after 40? Guys don't usually win many
After
slams
28.
after like 28.
Yeah.
It's just
Usually.
rare. He's definitely not going to win 8 after 28.
No.
Let's go to Troy Herndon. Troy, what's up?
Hey guys, how you doing?
It's all great.
Hey, I want to know how much Russell Wilson had to do with that play at the end of the half, and how much he had to do with convincing the coaching staff to, set up that strategy. And I get at the end of the day, I think confidence killed him. It's great to be confident, and you can tell Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson carry a certain level of confidence. They felt like they could do whatever they wanted to against the Patriots. It was a matter of time. And, I think that's kind of one of those things. When it came down to it, they were just maybe overly confident in their game plan, and they could do what they wanted to do without repercussion, and it burned them.
Well, I'm sure
But I
Russell
would
Wilson
love
had
to know
something
how
to do
much
with it.
Russell Wilson
And
had-
you're talking about the end of the first half where there's 6 seconds left,
Yeah,
and
had
they end up throwing the
2
touchdown. I'm sure
opportunities to
Russell
talk
Wilson
about.
had something to do with it. They liked the matchup with the big receiver who nobody had ever heard of before the game, and they figured quick pass. If we don't get it, then we kick a field goal. They're, Trent Dilfer talked about it. They're a hyper-aggressive team. That's their character, and it came back to burn them in the end.
Let's go to Mike in Waldorf. Mike, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junkies.
Guys,
Hey.
I've heard you blame everybody but the guy who threw the ball. The quarterback in the Super Bowl threw an interception on the goal line.
Yeah.
That's
Russell
true.
Wilson threw that ball.
He gets some
He's partially
culpability
to
for that.
blame.
There's no
He
doubt.
didn't get no help. He threw that ball. You got to put that blame where it goes.
It wasn't.
And look,
It wasn't a great throw, no doubt.
And you want to talk about Tiger Woods. Now, for 2 weeks, you've been talking about cheaters.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Woods is the ultimate cheater. He signed an incorrect scorecard in the Masters. You guys remember that?
Oh, my God.
That's
Well-
a cheater.
No,
Okay, well,
no. There have been some instances. I don't even remember that.
Didn't he take a
that was
penalty?
the
No, he's
deal
talking
with
about
the
the penalty.
penalty. That was the deal with the awkward penalty. Nah, he's got a point. There has been some, like they moved the big boulder. There have been some shady things with Tiger. There's no question
Ken
about
Venturi was pretty happy they did that.
it. Yeah.
He was screaming on that broadcast. He couldn't believe they were moving the boulder.
Yeah.
Is
I
this a
don't even know what
loose?
you're talking
You're
about.
not allowed to.
Is this a loose impediment?
You're allowed to move a loose impediment. That boulder seriously was like a
how's
moon
it
rock.
It took 12 guys to move.
It
when they
was,
moved
it
it
was
for him.
seriously, it was the size of the moon, and they moved it.
Whatever.
I mean, it was just cheating. Reggie in D.C. Reggie, what's up?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's
Hey,
up,
what's up,
Reggie?
Reggie?
One of the things you pointed out, EB, man, kind of rubbed me a little bit, man. You was
All
talking
right.
about Butler making the plays and none of the skins cornerback, which is true. But that's coaching, EB. He said in the interview that
He was prepped for
they
it.
practiced that play,
Yeah.
and he got beat for a touchdown. And if you saw Russell Wilson, when they showed kind of the behind Russell Wilson, the angle, as soon as the ball was at height, he was making a beeline towards that spot. I don't think we had elite coaching since Joe Gibbs won. So, I mean, yeah, we might not have the talent, but I'm just looking at the scheme, for example, that the Patriots ran. They threw 50 times. They had Gronkowski. When he threw the pass over K.J. Wright, as soon as I saw Gronkowski all the way down at the bottom and seeing K.J. Wright, that's a touchdown. That's too easy. The coaching that these elite teams have on their roster.
But they also have the talent, too, though. We don't have a Malcolm Butler that makes a play on that ball.
There's nobody like Gronk in the game, too. I mean, maybe Jimmy Graham.
No, that is true. But you're trying to tell me, EB, that an undrafted rookie, okay, yeah, he had some talent, but that's coaching, EB. I'm telling you.
I agree. Coaching factored in. There's no question about it. But he had the ability to make the jump and the balls to do it.
EB, he was he was on the hip of Browner. All he did is run a straight line. That's just
he anticipated it.
You still got to give him credit for making the play.
He anticipated it.
Credit for making the play, but he was coached that. And when they get practice,
sure.
Listen, when you see this, and Bill Belichick, when he got beat for the touchdown, he said, "Listen, Coach pulled me up and said you got to drive on that ball." I don't think we have elite coach, and it's not a Redskin discussion.
I don't know why we're arguing. I think we agree.
Yes, and that play, Green Bay Seattle had the same opportunity last week against Green Bay. They was down by 8. You know what play they called? Read options. And Russell Wilson ran it in for the touchdown before they.
But I think that they were prepared for a lot of that. A lot of that read option stuff. I saw a guy, he would hand off to Lynch. It looked like he was doing the read option.
Right.
And then the linebacker was right there. He couldn't run it.
But Russell Wilson made a move on Collins and ran down the field for like 20 yards.
Yeah. I mentioned this a couple times on the show today, but it deserves mentioning again. They're not really a passing team by nature. So when you think about
the run sets up the pass.
If you just think about it, their weakest units, their receivers. That's obvious. And they tried to win it with their receivers and their quarterback. At the end of the first half, they tell you the character of their team. They get the ball back with 31 seconds left. They run the ball, Turbin. Then they run the ball again. And all of a sudden, they flip the field where they're all of a sudden in position we're thinking just to go for a field goal.
Yep.
They get one pass in there, and then with 6 seconds left, they call the timeout, and they get a pass in there for a touchdown. But really, it was the run that brought them down the field.
Run sets up the pass for them, no doubt.
800-636-1067, talking about the Super Bowl. Come back, take more of your calls on the call, which cost the Seahawks the Super Bowl.